What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the certifiably suave Dr. Disaster, and thus far, what we've learned about Sucker Punch and their upcoming game Ghost of Yotei has been about as charming and attractive as a guy offering candy out of the back of a white panel van.
Don't you want it?
No thanks, bro.
You may recall that last fall, right after the release of the announcement trailer for Ghost of Yotei, people discovered that Erika Ishii here is the actress playing the main character of the game, a ridiculously progressive schmuck who clearly cares more about chasing after her causes than anything else. And when combined with the fact that they suddenly replaced Jin from the original Ghost of game with this girl boss looking character, a lot of us were rightfully worried, but that's when former Sony chairman Sean Layden swooped in and virtue signaled, telling gamers if you don't like it, don't buy it, which was basically throwing gasoline on a small fire that Sony probably could have put out.
What is that smell?
We haven't heard a peep from the people at Sucker Punch about this game ever since September, when they first announced the game, despite the fact that supposedly Ghost of Yotei is going to release this year. I suspect that's because they have seen how games that embrace this progressive girl boss narrative nonsense have been received for the past year, and they're hoping to let the controversy die. But this new information that we're learning about the game isn't exactly going to help their cause, because we just found out who the writers are for this turd.
Oh no, not again.
Yeah, it looks like our worries about Ghost of Yotei are growing more justified, because a couple of writers from Bioware, people who worked on Dragon Age the Veilguard and Mass Effect Andromeda, well, they abandoned the Bioware ship and jumped on over to Sucker Punch in order to help dream up Ghost of Yotei. Back when Sucker Punch hired them, they probably thought the Veilguard was going to be a massively successful game, and I'm sure they patted themselves on the back for sniping these writers from another studio.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
But now that they've seen how the Veilguard was received, well, I wonder if that's at least partially why we haven't heard anything since September about this major AAA game that's supposed to release later this year. Rumor has it that Sony was not thrilled with the reception of Ghost of Yotei, and they have to be even less thrilled at the reception of the Veilguard, considering who was brought on to write.
Do you realize what you've done? You'll have to excuse my friend. He's a little slow.
Alright me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already. We just hit another subscriber milestone, so it is now time to ask the following question.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo! We are now sitting at 118,000 space pirate a-holes in this buccaneer crew of ours, and as is the custom on this channel, with every 1,000 subscribers, we add a new ship to the fleet in order to house the new guys. This time, one of you requested the Arwing from the Star Fox series, one of my favorite all-time gaming franchises. But if any of you have suggestions for future ships, drop them into the comment section and I will add them to my long list. Super chats get bumped to the top with other super chats. Also, for your reference, I added an alphabetical list of all the ships already in the fleet to the description of the video down below. But in any event, thanks for being here, folks. It means a lot.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Anyways, let's look at these writers for Ghost of Yotei that were just discovered to be working on it from Bioware. These are people who were not a part of the purge of writers from that studio a few days ago. They jumped ship all the way back in 2022, heading on over to Sucker Punch to bring all their warped, woke, progressive ideas to infest a different franchise. It's amazing how much has happened since then. It's hard to imagine that they would have landed this job opportunity if Sucker Punch had known how badly the Veilguard was going to flop. But anyhow, Madame Savvy over on X did some nice work rounding up information on these people. She posted on that platform about these two writers. Neither of them have much of a social media presence, but what I found is interesting, neither of the two writers' names we have done anything notable, given both of them worked on Dragon Age, Veilguard, and the worst of Mass Effect, with the worst dialogue in both series being on the ones they worked on. I lack any hope to offer you. Oh well, not my studio I'm gambling on, 'tis I, the humble consumer who yearns to consume, but alas, thy standards insist the satchel remain unopened. Ghost of Yotei continues to look more concerning than promising. And then she posted some screenshots of what she found. This image here isn't one that she provided, but it does show you the names of the two credited writers on the game, John Dombrow and Courtney Woods. And then here's one of the images Savvy posted. This is the IMDb credits for John Dombrow. He worked on BioShock Infinite, the game that ruined that franchise for me and a lot of other people. He worked on Mass Effect Andromeda. He worked on Anthem, and of course on the Veilguard. That doesn't exactly inspire much confidence, does it? And now, this is another image posted by Madame Savvy. It shows a sourced explanation of what this dude wrote over at Bioware. It says that he actually started with Mass Effect 3, where he wrote a couple of storylines. He was also credited as one of Andromeda's lead writers, and he did writing for Anthem. Once again, not exactly the sort of thing that I'd want on my resume if I worked in the industry, but apparently Sucker Punch thought it was swell to bring him on. Anyhow, then we have the IMDb of the other writer credited to this game, Courtney Woods. She worked on Dragon Age Inquisition, Andromeda, Anthem, and the Veilguard. And then she is credited as the lead writer for the KOTOR remake that will hopefully never end up being made, because I can't bear the thought of that game, which I revere, being sullied by someone like this. And then this here is from the X account of Courtney Woods, where she lists herself as senior staff writer of Sucker Punch, and at the bottom there you can see a post from her back in September of 2022 announcing that she was hired on at Sucker Punch. So yeah, it looks like these two landed on their feet after all the work that they did on the tragedy of games released by Bioware in the past decade or so. Anthem, Andromeda, and Veilguard were easily the worst things to come out from that once legendary studio, and these two have their names plastered all over those games, which is a pretty damn bad sign for Ghost of Yotei. They were right there every step of the way as Bioware plunged deeper and deeper into the progressive madness that eventually overtook them and culminated in Dragon Age the Veilguard. And of course, now we can see the fruits of their woke labor. Look at this. Dragon Age the Veilguard reported 1.5 million players of their game in 3 months, which is not good for a project that size, but actually it gets worse, because EA actually included people who subscribed to Play Pro in that number, so the people who actually bought the game is an even lower number. Sucker Punch may have really stepped in it with this one. I'd love it if Ghost of Yotei ended up being good, but I have virtually zero hope of that being the case. In any event, I'm going to leave it there. Drop your thoughts on this revelation down into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.